We give thanks to God for an exciting year of ministry at Christ Lutheran Church.
We are thrilled to share some of our highlights as we reflect upon our ministry to love Jesus, grow together, and serve others.
Well, we started the project. Pastor Stephen came up with the idea of having work day on Mondays for cleaning up the campus outside.
Doing the work days with the other youth and with more people in the congregation, it brought the kids closer to like being part of something instead of being like shoved to the side.
Got together and it seemed like we were all on one mission to make things more attractive for the public and what else.
I'm very relatively new member to the church here. My wife and I joined about 18 months ago, maybe not even that long. You see something that needs to be done, and you get together and you share the workload, basically.
In fact, we had a lady from across the road who's not a member of our church, and she stepped out of her house and came across. She said, I really like how the way the church, you guys are really working hard at it.
Hello, my name is Alex Baranek, and I helped with the Playground Assembly at Christ Lutheran Church in Menominee. It was a great experience bonding and building. This playground is important because it gives our kids the chance to play safely and show others that Christ Lutheran Church is a welcoming community to everyone.
It's out there, and it really reflected the energy and the friendliness that grew through that, working together. Started coming inside and starting with a paint project in one of the offices, and that went pretty smoothly. And they started thinking, well, man, the rest of the hallways here need some freshening up, and that started evolving into more painting.
We successfully completed painting much of the office wing, including repainting of the fellowship hall and soffit, the kitchen, the men's and women's restrooms, and the choir room, pastor's office, and the hallways. We also painted some of our classrooms, as well as refinishing several student tables.
It was the whole projects of renovating the church all started with the summer Monday morning cleaning, and then it just kind of evolved into the group and all the work we've been doing lately. So
You didn't use the term snowballed.
Yeah, snowballed, that's the term we should be looking for, right?
Looking at our lumber history, we recognized many of the street names originate from our logging roots. Like the beauty of fall leaves, we wanted to showcase the beauty found in natural wood species.
When I first heard about the woodworking projects at Christ Lutheran, I was very curious, first of all, because the project I heard about sounded like it was pretty complex. But hey, the people there knew what they were doing, and the new young Pastor Stephen was very creative, as I learned soon thereafter. And he had a plan that he sold to the people, and the people wanted to do it. What was fun as it went on is to see that the people in the congregation grabbed a hold of this project and really carried it out.
Oh yeah, so we all gathered in the old conference room, and then we put wood out on the table and we were like rearranging them, and then when we tried to fit it through the door, it wouldn't fit. So we had to use saran wrap to like keep it on the table, but we didn't have enough, so somehow Pastor Stephen had this big roll in his car and he got it, and then we wrapped it, and then we had to carry it down here all by ourselves.
After many trips to sawmills and cabinet shops, and through generous donations, we compiled over 20 different wood species to showcase a tapestry of the neighborhood coming together through our prayer art wall.
One of the greatest surprises of this project was the number of people outside of our congregation who, when we would share about the project and some of the process pictures, were wondering what they could do. We had over 30 people outside of the congregation within about a 100-mile radius join in, share in the project, the new steps of what God is doing through Christ Lutheran Church.
Hi, my name is Elder. I live in Lake Elmo, and I am so blessed and happy to be part of CLC project. And so I just want to say, God bless you all. Thank you for having me. And anything else, you guys need help in the future, I'll be here. Thank you. God bless you all.
I'm Ryan with Wisconsin Superior Services. We were thrilled to be a part of the CLC project. When Pastor Stephen reached out and asked if we would consider donating, the answer was an immediate yes. At Wisconsin Superior Services, we believe in serving others just as Jesus calls us to do. In Mark 10, it says, "For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many." We're honored to contribute to this incredible initiative and support our community. Thank you for allowing us to be part of something so meaningful.
But it was a lot of hours. But it was fun hours. It was never like going back to it for an hour or two that it was work for me. It was kind of like, let's see what the next pile of lumber looked like and how does it contrast with this other kind of wood. And making these pieces kind of all the same dimension other than the lengths made it pretty easy to set up the shop and run it through our saws and planers. So that really didn't take long. It was pretty efficient after we got going. I really never knew when we were going to be done. We just kept cutting pieces and estimating volume, and eventually it worked out pretty close. Well, when I stopped by to see it being put together, I knew it would be a pretty complex organization, but there was 4 guys there at the time I was stopped in to visit, and each one had a job and each one was focused, and I was amazed, not that I would doubt the professionalism of it, but how accurate it was, and it was a slow and steady process of putting it up. I'm glad I didn't have to do a whole lot with that, but they were in sync, they were focused, they knew what they were doing, and it was going to get accomplished. And as the rows kept building up the wall, it just became beautiful. As beautiful or more than I guess any of us could have imagined. So what was neat is when the ownership is taken by the people, by the members of the congregation, and hands-on is what's really important.
Hundreds of pieces and a few hundred man-hours to piece it all together.
Correct. Yeah, we've the whole vision of it was we put a message and church had people put message on the backside before we put it on the walls, but it's to kind of show just like the diversity of all the wood that's on this, different types of wood that's on this wall. We wanted to that's kind of what we believe in here at Christ Lutheran, that Christ Lutheran Church is for all.
Youth helped Pastor glue all these boards together using some of the lumber that we used on the wall, and then bought a branding iron, basically, and put the church's logo on there. Gives a much better appearance on the outside, and then when they come in, they see the changes inside here. The people that come for the Wednesday's table, they see it and they really enjoy being here. It's just a very welcoming environment.
Mm-hmm. I think that Wednesday's table has really grown from what it first started. And it's nice to know that in the community like Menominee that there's an opportunity for people to go and get a free meal Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night of every week. And it's just kind of nice to know that we're part of that, trying to serve the community and help.
Many thanks to all who helped with this amazing project. In addition, we are fortunate to offer 4 new murals that seek to make our office wing as welcoming as it can be.
Here we have our Wednesday table mural.
Here we have our Christ Lutheran mission statement mural.
And here we have our Faith in the Neighborhood mural, where we recognize that faith and life are interwoven. All we do is an opportunity to love, grow, and serve as Jesus calls us. Here we have our Cohesion mural, which seeks to tie together our Wednesday table theme of daily bread, living out our mission, the community we share, and care for God's world.
We just wanted to make it a warmer room, so we added the fireplace, and this was the bump out wall where the dividing walls used to come up against, and so we just repurposed it with the wood we had. And
the shelf that Pastor made and the ones over there were repurposed from some of the pews to the back of the pews, and then put these beveled edge maple boards finished. And
because of the fact this used to be a brick wall, it was kind of plain, we wanted to dress it up a little bit. So we brought in the fireplace, we brought in 2 large screen TVs, we hooked up numerous areas, so we now have this conference room, so to speak, fellowship hall / conference room, where people can come in and set up for a meeting. We have capabilities where they can hook a laptop in and everything can be displayed over the screen so people can see it. Trying to keep it true to the named streets that we sit on, of Maple and Birch and Elm and all that, so everything is natural for our surroundings.
After completing our prayer art wall and fireplace, we began wondering about this concept of worship as an extension of the table. We wondered about creating new worship items that would complement our space. We reached out to Banks Hardwood, which is a hardwood dealer in Menominee that ships nationally and internationally. And we told them about our project, and to our surprise, they graced us with amazingly figured curly maple and bird's eye maple, to which we were able to come up with a design for a pulpit, an altar, and a cross.
Paul Haviland. I'm Mike Kistner. Yeah, I never thought I'd ever build a cross. Had to get the boards all cut the right length and the width. Took my whole table up behind my table saw to put it together. You had to plane them down so they're smooth. So all the ends are all so they match up. Oh, it means something, you know. See, I ain't a community of the church, but I just like to help build the stuff. Work together too. Yeah, work it together and help the church out. It was a nice project, something I've never did, but it sure turned out nice. I'm just proud I could do something for the church.
The windows we originally had in the fellowship hall were crank out or casement windows, and they all were starting to fall apart. We had the cranks wouldn't work. You had to go on the outside to push the window in. The frames were rotting, and so we have to tape them in also. And whenever somebody would open it, the window would be out. I'll never forget the first day we went to push one in and everything fell apart in my hands as I'm pushing it back in. We decided then that we definitely had to make a decision and replace the windows. But instead of going with the crank outs with the molding and all that through it, we decided to go with large picture type windows so we could get more light in here and the people could see outside with no interruptions.
Well, one thing people notice when they come in here, it used to be darker. Everyone notices the brightness, the clarity, looking outside, different parts of the campus here, and everyone's commenting on what a nice addition this has been for the church, and we're looking at money savings from an energy perspective too. So.
Hi, I'm Robin from Christ Lutheran Church. And I'm Spring, and we were part of the Narthex Planning Committee as well as part of the interior design crew for the Fellowship Hall.
This project, it used to be cabinet space or a big closet. It was kind of ugly, but we had so many events in here. We used to have tables set up along in here, and it just wasn't a nice, clean look.
And so we tore out a closet that was here, and over by the sink right there.
Just a hand washing sink here.
Right. And then we had our big dividing walls in here, so we tore all this out. And we just felt it just served us better if we built it back into the wall, give us more room through here. And
It turned out absolutely wonderful. Everyone has been enjoying it and saying how inviting it's been.
Our main goal was creating an atmosphere that was welcoming not only to congregation members but also the community, and we really think we achieved that.
We sourced some good prices on these cabinets here. We have donated items like this sink and the faucet, and it's been a work crew that's gotten along and had a lot of fun times.
Prime example of what we started utilizing this for is after church we always have a Sunday coffee hour, and that where people can gather for snacks and coffee and socializing. And we used to have to go out into the kitchen and people had to carry it on in through the doors and all that, or we'd have tables set up over here where we had stuff set up, but it was just kind of an inconvenient way of doing it. Now we can set up this in advance. Everything is here, the coffee, the snacks, everything is all right here. We've got it in a controlled area. We don't have to worry about people tripping with anything or going out and bringing it in. It's all right here for everybody.
Another event we sponsor here at the church is Wednesday's Table, and we will use this space here for coffee, for milk, for napkins and various things that our people who get free meals here can pick up some of the things they need to complement their meals. So this is utilized very often. Pastor Stephen's a key part of our construction crew, very talented, but I want to single out his wife, Annie, for doing this beautiful sign here. It stands out perfectly, and we're very proud of that. People look at that and it brings them a good feeling. So
this area here is just a smaller version of what we did over on the other serving area. But this wall went back a little bit further, and all the big
dividers were stored here.
Were stored there, so we just repurposed this whole area again, just to enhance the room again. So.
Right, the existing wall that was here before was a collapsible folding wall, and it was basically vinyl on a framework, and it was starting to deteriorate. And so we repurposed some of the dividers from the other room, cut them down to fit here, and now we have this wall. And basically are using it for storage now. It was used as storage before, but now it's got a much nicer appearance.
So instead of just getting rid of them, we just cut about 18 inches off the top of each one of them and put them on here. It looks like might have been an easy project, but each one of these panels went 300 pounds maybe. So it was a work in progress to get them up, but it sure turned out nice and gave us a nice finish, not only on this overflow area, which was an overflow, but the other overflow on the other side of the church. And it just so happened that we were able to salvage 2 doors out of the deal too. So.
One thing that comes to mind working with our crew here is that we have a lot of fun, a lot of laughs, but I also learn about their own histories, their families, what's important to them, what they like about this church, why they're volunteering so much of their time and talent, and it kind of builds camaraderie that you would hope to get in any church that you belong to. It's very satisfying. So appreciate that.
And I'd have to echo what Steve said. I mean, you knew that people did different things, but it's always fun when you get together and you can bounce ideas off of each other. Someone might have done it this way one time and the other person did it this way another time. You just kind of bounce each other up, ideas off, and then go with what seems to work. And there's never been a right or wrong way to do something, but we always get it done. And it turns out great when we're all done. But it's been so much fun to get together with the different groups or different guys and put things together and enhance the church and watch the response we get from the congregation. And they'll look around and they'll say, "You guys did this in-house?"
Well, this project was obviously unique, although actually since this time, I've been doing more much smaller scale projects to help other people out, not necessarily as profit maker for me and my little business here. It's helped me think about reaching out and giving back and maybe, paying ahead kind of a thing. So in my own mind, it was like, I don't have to be business about it, a lot of things. The good Lord has given me time in my retirement and a place to work. And if I can spend a little bit of that time and energy and capital to help other people, organizations and individuals, I get so much reward out of that. And that really was kicked off with this wall project.
Never forgetting in doing this, I spent an awful lot of time on the road going to Lake Elmo and everywhere up in the cities picking up stuff that people, once they found out what we were doing and they thought it was such a great idea, they were just donating the material for us. So we would go all over and get it. To the point where we even had one individual where we went and picked up some maple stair treads. And we got out in the parking lot after we picked them up and we explained to the gentleman what we wanted to do with it. He wanted to sit and pray with us because of what we were doing, which caught both Pastor Stephen and I off guard.
It's a real good way to get to know each other better than just saying hi at church and walking out the door. So it's a lot of fun. So
Are here to kind of spur on the next generation so that they will come on. And actually, I was a member of the Menominee Singers, and we did some over in our fellowship hall. We had one young lady who did some artwork there, and the singers, who are not all only me and one other were from this church. And they came in and they said, and they were here before. And they said, "Man, it's just beautiful here. It's just really changed."
Hello, my name is Tom Sertic. I was the custodian at Christ Lutheran Church for 12 years, recently retiring 4 months ago. Prior to working at Christ Lutheran, I was a master plumber. Although I was the custodian, I was very fortunate to work on special projects as they came up. My role now is working as a volunteer. In doing these projects, I'm able to utilize my talents, and giving back to the church is very important to me. I think the projects have given the members of the church a sense of excitement. Just watching the church members' reaction and how much they have loved what we have done, you can tell that they're excited to see what we can accomplish next. I think the best part of all of this is I'm able to work with a very talented group of Christian men that really do care about their church. The camaraderie of it all is the best part.
I'm having fun. Are you working? Are you having fun? Well, no, I am. And I was a dairy farmer my whole life, so when you work, you kind of got to make fun part of your schedule.
Hello, we are the Kennedy family. My name is Charlotte. I'm Emmett. I'm Easton. I'm Callan.
I'm Mike. And I am Aaron. We have been so amazed at all of the changes that Christ Lutheran has been doing in all of the renovations, from turning the fellowship hall into such a welcoming and homey place, from having the Wednesday dinners followed by the Wednesday night service. It's really been a way for us to open up to the community and invite them in. all of the updates, including the mural, all of the woodwork that's done. It's really taken pieces of our community and put them on display. We also feel that with the new renovations in the narthex, it's really brightening things up. It's making it be such a warm and welcome place for the community to come in and for church members. And that's what we want people to know, is that at Christ Lutheran, all are welcome. And with all of these renovations and these changes, being so light and bright, I think that really matches who we want to be the light of God. So
everybody's got a different talent, whether it's painting, sheetrock, plumbing, electrical. You get to, basically you get to expand your knowledge of what has to be done, and you pick up on little hints here and there of how to.
It just kind of dawned on me the other day when we were doing a project and I was watching everyone work, and for years I've been a member here 36 years, and for years we tried to get a men's group together, a ministry men's group together, and for one reason or other it worked for a while and then it didn't work. But then I realized that I think without us even knowing it, we evolved into one. So we do have a men's ministry work group here. So
and women are welcome though.
Yeah, right.
Yes, women are out weeding the flower beds.
But it's fun to get together with the guys and do a project. And we've had times where we haven't done anything for a while, and one of the guys come up and says, "Well, what's our next project? When are we going to do something else?" So it's been kind of fun. So I've enjoyed it.